Hey everyone, it's Melissa Hertz of Integrative Studio here with another video to help you become clear, productive, and influential. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to breathe well for speaking. Now, this seems like common sense, right? We all know how to breathe, but here's the thing. As we go through childhood into adulthood, we take on tension, emotional tension that then becomes physical tension. And we carry on in our lives with this tension without even knowing it's there. And so when we find ourselves in career opportunities to present information, some of this information or these presentations are high stakes, we feel nervous. And so then there's more tension. And what ends up happening is our faces turn flush and red, we're sweating, we feel like we can't breathe. And when we feel like we're not breathing well, we're speaking very, very quickly, maybe even becoming inarticulate and a mush mouth. We don't want any of that. None of that is going to lead you into being clear, productive, or influential. So here's what we're going to do. I'm sitting in a chair, wearing my movement clothing so that you can see as much as possible about how the breathing apparatus moves the body, because I want you to feel this for yourself. So what we have here, I want you to imagine the trunk is like a bucket, okay? The bottom of the bucket can go all the way down to the pubic bone. Pubic bone because the pelvic floor diaphragm is actually the bottom of this trunk, this torso. Your pelvic floor diaphragm is part of your breathing apparatus. It moves with the thoracic diaphragm. Okay, so we have the bottom of the bucket, which is the pelvic floor diaphragm or the pubic bone, if you want a bony landmark. And then we have the front, the sides, and the back of the bucket, this cylinder here, which is the container of the bucket. And then the top of the bucket, let's feel it as the collarbones. All right, so collarbones going all the way back to the upper shoulder blades. Now, just feel where your breath naturally goes. So place one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly. Take a breath in like you smell something you really enjoy. And where do you feel your hands moving? Your body is moving your hands, either it's in your chest or your belly, one or the other, maybe both. Feel it again. And now place your hands on your lowest ribs. You can feel them, they're pretty low. So go down to those low ribs. Do you feel any movement there? Now let's feel the back. So I'm gonna have my hands right around, just below the kidneys. Do you feel any movement in your back? Ideally, when we're breathing, this whole cylinder is expanding on your inhalation, and then it contracts back in on your exhalation. As you breathe in, your breathing diaphragm, which is kind of lining, it is lining the bottom of your rib cage, it descends down. And that movement of the diaphragm is like a vacuum effect on the lungs, which open up, the ribs expand outward, and the breath, the air comes into your lungs. With that movement down of the breathing diaphragm, the pelvic floor diaphragm goes down as well. As you exhale, they both go back up. And so in this way, when you're breathing well and both of these diaphragms are moving, your internal organs are getting an amazing massage, and they need that for lymphatic movement, movement of fluids, waste, digestion, all the amazing things that the body does for us. So breathing well will help you not just in your speaking and your communication, but just in your quality of life overall. But what I want to teach you with this bucket analogy is called the breathing series from Arthur Lessac's work that I'm certified in. So what we're going to do is we're going to start in a crouched position and work our way up to standing. And what we want to feel is, how does the breath move the body in each of these positions? And we're seeking optimal movement in each position. Okay, so do this with me. So I'm going to start in a crouched position. So you can see I'm crouched. I know that I'm kind of cut down a little bit on the frame, but I've got my hands on the chair and I'm just going to rest my belly on my thighs. And just take a breath in like you're smelling something you enjoy. And side out. And here with the belly on the thighs, you will mostly be feeling breath moving your back and your sides. If you don't, then I know this sounds silly, but just invite the breath to go there without any tension. Just say, hey, what would it be like if I felt my back moving with my breath? Just be curious about it. Ease into it. So then when you're feeling the breath moving in your back and your sides, then we're just going to float up. And I've got my hands on the chair. It's like a forward bend. So my belly's not on my thighs anymore. My knees are loose. And now I can feel the breath still moving in my back and my sides, but also feel it in my belly. It's that cylinder moving. And then I'm just going to start to roll my spine up. I'm keeping my shoulders folded down. Head is heavy. Again, smelling something I enjoy. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your awareness inwardly. Take your time. And then we're going to start to rise up. My shoulders will be in an upright position. My head is still heavy. And I'm feeling the breath moving still in my sides, my back, and my belly, but I'm certainly feeling some of it also come into my chest. And then lastly, I'm going to float my crown of the head up. Just breathe naturally. Knees stay soft. And even with my hands not on my ribs, I can still feel my ribs moving from the inside. So what tends to happen for a lot of people that I've taught this to is as they come upright, something in their brain clicks on and says, people are watching, and then we tense. And then the breath goes back into being in the chest. So if that happened to you, what I want you to do is go back to the step where you felt your breath freely moving into your sides, your back, your front. And just keep that sense of ease. It's all about ease. And then you begin to feel the breath moving all the way down in this lower belly. Of course, the breath stays in the lungs, but it's the movement of those muscles that you want to be feeling. Feel the breath moving in the belly, the lower back maybe, the ribs. And then to feel the upper ribs moving, you take your thumbs and you tuck them into your armpits. Place your fingers on your collarbones. And there's the movement of those upper ribs. And I can still feel my lower belly and my upper belly moving, even though my hands aren't on them. So that tells me that there's movement happening with the breath. Now, why is this important? When we feel movement happening with the breath, we're more dynamic in how we show up in the world. We have ease. We can move freely. We can express ourselves freely and authentically. And as you're speaking, if you're feeling your breath moving through the whole of you, you have that much more breath support to carry the voice and carry your message forward in the space. And so this exploration, this bucket breathing exploration, is something you can do at nighttime before bed. It's very relaxing. Do it maybe even before work. Do it, in your office before a presentation, just to check in with yourself, connect with your breath, connect with your message for your presentation, and just feel your breath supporting you physically and energetically. All right, that is the bucket breathing exploration to help you breathe well for presentations. Leave a comment below. Ask me your questions. I'm here for you. I'm here to clarify anything and to help you along your journey to becoming clear, productive, and influential. Give this video a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel to be the first in line to get more videos to help you on your way. Thanks.